Good evening, teasers. How y'all doing this evening? Thank you for joining me this evening. Hi, Sasha Lynn. How are you? I was just going to wait a few minutes to see if someone else is going to come into the live. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Um, how's your day been going, Sasha Lynn, so far? Has it been going okay? Gosh, I was rushing here. Come to find out, Miss Halima's time is not on my time. She's actually in Connecticut, out in the other side of the world. So um, I had to change the time because I'm central. Mm-hmm. Hope everyone's doing well this evening. I'm going to go ahead and.
Guys, my mom's story. Um,
Okay.
my mom has been dealing with mental health issues her whole life.
Okay.
She is diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. Um, as a matter of fact, whenever she was pregnant with me, she
Mm-hmm.
was in a mental institution, a state institution, and they didn't know she was pregnant with me. So therefore, they were giving her all kind of high powered drugs whenever she was in the facility.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she continued to have in and out episodes where she was in and out of the hospital.
Okay.
Um, I can say she probably has been inpatient a total of maybe 5 years of her life, maybe. Um, she's very paranoid. Um, and she got that way a lot because of the relationship between my mom and dad. And that helped, push her mental illness because they didn't have a good relationship. Um, it was totally embarrassing growing up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna lie because she would do things like come to my school with a knife
Mm-hmm.
and be trying to get me out of school, and they would have to rush me up to the office, hide me in the closet until they could come and get her. um she did things like cut up my clothes where I didn't have anything to wear, what I'm
Right.
saying, because she was paranoid about me going to school. So it was hard growing up with a mom with paranoid schizophrenia. But I how can I put this? I love my mom wholeheartedly,
Yes.
but I don't know her on a mother level. If you get that way, the
I understand.
I think the illness prevented her from being the best mom that she could be, and I understand that. Um, and she was in and out of the hospital mostly all my life. She had a psychotic break a little while ago where she ended up back in psychiatric treatment because she wasn't taking her medications.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very tough as a family member also to deal with somebody who has major mental illness like schizophrenia. Um, there isn't enough support out here. Medical clinics are shutting down. Hospitals are closing psychiatric units on their in their hospitals because they're classic money losers. So they are picking profits before actual patient care. The hospital that's about 5 minutes down the road, they closed their entire psych unit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I guess the one thing that I would like to tell people is that just because you don't talk about it, your mental illness isn't going anywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the toughest things that I've ever had to deal with. Um, it's like I won't tell all my mama business, but it's like whenever I would get her in a situation where she was good, she didn't have to worry about anything other than getting up every day, deciding what she wanted to eat. But it's like it's like a continuing cycle where she self sabotages and have to end up going back into the hospital because she don't eat or she don't take her medications.
Hmm.
I mean, I've been going through this all my life with her. And it's so hard, y'all.
I'm
It's mentally exhausting, but I understand that it is a pathological illness just like high blood pressure,
right.
diabetes, heart disease. And I think whenever people start looking at it like that, then we'll have some effective change. Um, if you know somebody who has a family member and they've been dealing with them and their mental illness, reach out because it is very, very tough. It's tough when you're dealing with your own mental illness and then you're dealing with the mental illness of a loved one. Um, it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life, even having the clinical training to deal with someone like my mom. It's
Mhm.
different whenever I'm dealing with a patient than dealing with my mama because I got my emotions involved because it's my mom,
Right.
you know. Um, I do you have any like questions you want to
Yes,
ask?
I do. You say your mother was not eating. Is she still at the point where she's not eating right now?
She had just started back eating and taking her medications. Um, one of the things that she told me that she never wanted the G tube
Hmm.
or NG tube in her nose. And like I told my sisters whenever we on sister chat, like I cannot do something that she told me expressly she did not want. So I feel like in the back of my mind when she's not eating and stuff like that, she's low key saying, I don't want to be here.
Yep.
You get
Uh,
what I'm saying? Because
yes.
that's one thing that she told me that she does not want a G tube or NG tube. And I feel like she was giving up, but then we talk to her and get her back in a good headspace. She'll start back eating and take her medicine. But it takes
Right.
a while in talking to her. Um she's doing okay right at the moment,
Yes.
but like I'm telling you, she's 84, okay? But the people at the hospital that was treating her for her mental illness, that was like they've never seen anything like my mom. She would pick up a whole chair and throw it across the room. They've never seen anybody her age, have that much strength. And I can't remember one time when I was trying to get my mom up to get her checked out because she was in her home and not eating and stuff like that. She kept
Hmm.
falling. So we had to end up putting her in involuntary inpatient commitment. And I can't remember trying to get her up. And whenever she went, I thought she was going to get up so I could help her up. She took her leg and literally kicked me across the room.
Oh.
I mean, like I hit the wall just like in those movies where somebody hit you and you fly across the room and hit the
Hmm.
wall, fly down.
Right.
That was me. Um, During that episode, it was something simple she got mad at that ended up escalating to her going into more psychotic symptoms. So it's been a lifetime of that. Um, but finally, I'm at a point in my life where I'm no longer ashamed to speak my story. I'm no longer ashamed to speak her story because even though, you know, me and my mom's relationship isn't the best, I
Mhm.
still understand the fact that she had that pathological illness that she can't control that time. And I just think people are off with mental illness, like, and that's one thing that I've never wanted to do to my mom. I'm never gonna write her off.
Right.
Um,
Right. Um, I can say this. Once my parents did get rid of their substance issue, my father was fine. However, my mother, I believe she did need the therapy part of it, the counseling part of it,
mhm,
because it's like she did stop the substance. However, she gained manic, manic attitudes. Yeah, screaming, just mean. She just turned really, really mean. Uh,
mhm,
the doctor told her she was bipolar. Okay.
mhm,
So she would always say, I'm bipolar. I'm bipolar. But I really think that if she would have gotten the therapy to go with it, of what
mhm,
initially caused her to use that substance, I think she would have been fine.
mhm,
And that's why I asked you if your mother was still eating, because my mother stopped eating. When she stopped
mhm,
eating, that's how we knew it was going to be something wrong because she stopped eating.
mhm.
So I pray your mom continues to eat, you know. Uh,
Yeah, it's one of those difficult situations where I'm like her power of attorney. So it's
mhm,
like all the decisions are left up to me. I consult my siblings, it's 7 of us, but it's only a couple of us that really deals with my mom.
mhm,
But whenever it's time to have input, everybody want to have input. You get what I'm saying?
right, right,
And I said, I know what my mom told me when she was in her right mind. And she said she never wants a G tube or NG tube. And when she gets to the point where she's not eating, then she's just not eating. I'm not
right,
gonna go against her wishes,
right, right. Mhm,
So dealing with family when dealing with someone with mental illness is difficult also, you know.
mhm,
Um my brothers really don't deal with my mom. It's more or less, my 3 sisters and I that deal with it.
mhm.
Um, one of my brothers totally wrote her off, and he was like, "I'm there for y'all if y'all need anything financially, but I can't deal with it anymore." And I don't understand that. Like at the end of the day, it's still your mother.
Right. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Because my sister, she did not visit at all. She was there every day, every day. But once she
Mm-hmm.
passed, everybody wants to be involved with the
Uh-huh.
financial part. They do.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do. I hope.
And
Mhm.
and I got so frustrated earlier this year that I was almost about to put myself into a psychological type whirlwind. Whenever I wasn't getting any help at all with her,
Mhm.
and I got on a Zoom with my sisters and brothers. I told them, "Look, I was screaming, I was crying, I was
Mhm.
yelling. I was like, look, somebody's gonna have to step in and help me because I can't do this by myself anymore."
Mhm. Mhm.
And everybody was like, "Well, we didn't know you were just fed up," but try to make me feel guilty for being tired, but y'all don't feel guilty for not being there for her.
Right. Mhm. I can
You know
totally
what
relate.
I'm saying?
I can totally relate.
Mental health is one of those difficult subjects to deal with because a lot of people are still ashamed. And I'm telling you guys that if you feel something, you are feeling it. Nobody else knows your emotions besides you. And if your emotions are out of whack and you need some help, please go get help. Don't try to deal with it on your own. There are resources for people who don't have insurance. Um, and I can
Right.
put some of those under the video when it ends. Um, I know a lot of local charities that's near me
Mhm.
that help out people with mental illness and help them get on their feet if they're homeless. Because a large part of our homeless population do have mental illness problems. That's one reason why they're on the street.
Right.
Um, I took care of many patients that ended back out on the streets instead of somewhere um nice to go.
Right. I've seen
These
that.
bigger hospitals, they are actually just taking people out and taking them to the bus stop.
Dumping them. Right.
Like,
Right.
it's just totally crazy. What's been going on as far as mental illness in this country. With the pandemic and everything, it brought on more mental illness challenges, but it seems like I said, they continue to close clinics, they continue to close units in hospitals because psychiatric medicine usually isn't a moneymaker. And I'm telling you,
Mhm.
it just infuriates me, the fact that they're cutting a lot of the mental health out of the budgets. And that's one thing that I've been, you know, going after with my whole heart because, like with my mom, with her being an elderly person, there's only so many places that will take her because of her age.
Mhm.
And I just found that very fascinating that there's nowhere to put the elderly mentally ill in my state, which is crazy.
Here too. They drop them right off downtown Houston. That's where they drop them.
Crazy. And a lot of our homeless people, we got a lot of vets that
Hmm.
come back from war. They've had traumatic issues in the military.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So this is one of those subjects that you can go on and on and on and on about because it's just so prevalent now. And our black men are taught to chunk it up. Black women, we're taught to keep things close to our chest, keep things in our household. Whenever you do need that release, you do need somebody to listen to you, you do need somebody to talk. And I don't think that people should feel weak because they need help.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And again, like someone mentioned in the chat about funding. Funding.
Hmm. Funding has been cut drastically.
Hmm.
And that is one thing that I'm always emailing about is funding. It has been slashed in half since I retired for mental health. Um, it is crazy. I do believe that Alicia, like they can't deny that it's more mental illness out here. There were two or three mass shootings over the holiday weekend.
Yes. It was three. It was three.
Like, so why y'all cutting mental illness so much? And I mean, like we have a state hospital not too far from me that I used to work at. Um, but it's a state funded hospital.
Right.
And like I said, they don't take anybody over 65 years old. So where does the elderly go? The hospital unit shut down.
They just leave them.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do.
The vets always have a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
As far as their getting help with their mental illness, they can walk into any VA clinic in their area and seek help. But the problem is that a lot of them don't want to go seek help because they see it's being weak.
Hmm.
When my doctor spoke to me after my heart surgery, he said that it's stress. Yes,
Yes.
stress
Yes.
kills.
Yes, Clark
Stress
McClure.
will kill you.
I was an accountant for years, and I believe my work stress contributed to
Hmm.
my heart attack. I really believe that.
Hmm.
I really do.
Especially if you're not letting that out. For every action, there's a reaction. And you taking all this stuff in, but you're not letting it out. It's causing cancer. It's causing hypertension. It's causing
Hmm.
heart disease. You could even get aneurysms from stress.
Right.
Like,
Right.
so the my main point of coming up is to tell people if they need help, please go seek help.
Yes.
And I want to invite everybody that's here over to now included. It's a whole healthcare community where we're having that discussion. I have a community over there called the Reality of Healthcare,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be bringing some people up, and we're gonna be talking about different subjects that affect the Black community as far as healthcare. And there's already disparities with us when we walk into a hospital. But whenever you walk into a hospital and you Black and having psychotic symptoms, they don't want to deal with you at all.
No, they don't. They don't. Um, like I said, there are some vets out here too that's mental. You
Hmm.
know, they are. They are. They just dropped them off downtown.
Hmm. I saw
Um,
that in Vegas. Whenever I went to Vegas, and I was like standing there looking at this lady, I said, "Where do you just come out of? You in a wheelchair at the bus stop?" She said, "That just rolled me out here.
Jesus.
It was right across from a hospital." She said, "They wheeled me out here. I don't know what to do." They gave her like $5.
Oh my God. I don't know if you recall the gentleman that made we went viral where he found this lady at the bus stop. It was freezing outside. All she had on was a gown. And he basically reported the hospital. He reported the hospital. He put the hospital on blast for just taking out there in the freezing weather with
I
just a
did
gown on.
because it was like over 100 degrees that day, and this woman just sitting out in the heat in her wheelchair. My husband was looking at me like, "Girl, we on vacation. Why are you trying to deal with this?" I said, "Because it's not right to put this woman outside in this wheelchair and it's 100 degrees."
It's sad.
He be telling me you can't fix everything. I said, but in that moment, I felt like I could do something. You can't fix everything, but the things that I can have an impact on, I'm gonna have an impact on it.
That's right.
Period.
I don't know if you recalled the story I brought on here where the lady down the street was dropped off at the store down the street from my home. And down that particular street, there are a lot of dealers, okay?
Hmm.
Maybe about 50. This lady was outside with a gown on from the back to the front. So the front was all open. You can see all of this lady entire naked body.
Oh my God.
No one bought her anything. There were several clothing stores in that shopping center. No one stopped to buy her anything to cover her. Not one guy. Not one.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into the store and bought her one of those big, huge house dresses that we wear.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a 3X and she can fit it. It went all the way down to her feet. She said, now I can go take the bus. She had been out there. I'm like, I know that you can't save everyone, but guys, you could have put $2 a piece together to get this lady a
Mm-hmm.
dress. It's
Yeah.
somebody's mother,
Right.
a
Right.
grandmother.
And I also think that we should. I just thought about it when you said dealers. I think we should stop, ostracizing family that also has substance abuse issues. I understand that you don't want people around that's on the substance because they're more likely to steal from you and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel like we should offer that olive branch to help. Now, that if they don't want to receive that help,
Mm-hmm.
that's different. But at least offer to help them and give them resources where they could go and hopefully get off the substance that they're on. I'm not telling you to put up with anything because
Mm-hmm.
you know I'm not gonna put up with everything when it comes to that. Because I got a situation right now in my family with somebody using substances, and all I could do is call them and ask them, do they want help? And if they
Mm-hmm.
say no, you can't love nobody enough to make them want help.
Right.
You get
I
what I'm saying?
prayed. I
But you
prayed.
at least, I feel like you at least should ask,
Mm-hmm.
do you want these resources? And if they
Right.
say no, yes, many substances. I mean, many times substances come into play with trauma,
Mm-hmm.
illness, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's why I always tell people that if the person is willing to listen to you, talk to them, give them resources, because it could change their life.
Yes, it could. I prayed. I prayed so hard for my parents to get off their substance. I prayed hard. And
Mm-hmm.
it took years, but they finally just let it go. Thank God. Uh, like I said, my mother, though, I believe she needed the therapy part of the counseling, to see
Mm-hmm.
why. And my father, he was raised in a great family. Um, Dad was a pastor, mother, grandmother went to church every Sunday. But it's like it fell upon all of their kids. All of my aunts and uncles were on it, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it drove my aunt completely crazy. Whatever they gave her, it drove her crazy. She was beautiful, long
Mm-hmm.
hair, very beautiful woman. Just one day, she just freaked out at a family reunion, saying snakes was in her head. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking that somebody gave her something, maybe
Mm-hmm.
embalming fluid or something, but she's been crazy ever since.
I had several patients that would do like mushrooms or something like that they ain't never
Hmm.
did before, and they were out of their mind, and then they wake up in a psychiatric hospital, like around some real, psychiatric problems, and they be like, "Where am I at?"
Right.
So you gotta be careful whenever you smoking and doing stuff with just any and everybody,
Hmm.
because they can lace that stuff.
Right. I've seen that
And
happen.
I
So
feel
many
like
other
that's what
things too.
happened to my family member. Somebody laced the joint,
Hmm.
and it's just sad to see. Very sad to see.
Bet she's educated and I bet she's educated, good person.
Mhm.
Until that happened. I've heard stories about that.
Mhm.
One lady said her son just says he's Michael Jackson all day. He walked down the street, say he's Michael Jackson all day long.
Mhm.
And he was an honor student in college. Some of those guys that he was with gave him something, and he's been nutty ever since.
Mhm. It happens all the time, and I know that. Whew, over my years, I probably seen maybe 1,000, probably.
Wow.
Mhm.
Uh, Indigo Star One says some soldiers were demoted for seeking help because their leaders felt they couldn't lead. A shame.
Mhm.
Some soldiers had to fight the higher ups to get their ranks back. Isn't that something?
Yes. They don't want to hear. They don't want to deal with it in the military. You know why? Because whenever you retire or you're discharged, they
Mhm.
don't want you to have any service connection
Mhm.
attached to you whenever you leave. If you go on sick call and you got to go to therapists left and right, they know that you're going to be eligible for some service connection whenever you leave the military. So therefore, they don't want all that on the books, and they be trying to encourage people not to seek help.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
It's like my husband; he's a activist for veterans,
Mhm.
And that's one thing that he focuses on is mental health issues in vets. And the sad truth is that's what they do. Like my son was having a hard time being in quarantine because he was in Japan, whereas it wasn't like our quarantine. We still could leave the house. They
Right.
they couldn't leave the house.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So he was having some depression symptoms, and he was like they put me on a wait list to see the therapist. I'm like, a wait list? I'm like, what if you was suicidal or homicidal and you on a wait list?
It's sad. Really sad. So sad. That's really sad. Like I said, I didn't think that depression was real till after I had my heart attack. And it
Mm-hmm.
was while I was recovering. And right now, still a little bit, not much. I get on here and I actually feel better once I go live, speak to the
Mm-hmm.
teasers, speak to you all. I really feel a lot better.
Because
But
you know why? You're not holding all your thoughts and emotions in. Being able to emote and get up here and talk is a release. Whether you're talking about your problems or not, you're getting a release.
yes, yes, uh, I really do. I think I'm getting released. Once I left work, I had to learn how to breathe, how to walk again, everything. And like I said, before I left work, I was the top chick in accounting. But again, the stress from accounting for me, I was on a computer 19 hours a day. 19 hours a day. You have deadlines. They don't care about your mental health or you're having depression today or you have to meet the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm done with the damn deadline. I'm done with it.
Mm-hmm.
I am. I am.
Yes. I can only imagine because I know how I am now with my own little deadlines doing these videos and stuff. So,
Mhm.
that's why I had to leave nursing because it was entirely becoming too stressful for me. And I realized that even though I love it with a passion, I love being a nurse with a passion. I realized that it was doing more damage to my emotional health, and I don't want to end up like in a heart attack and stuff like that
Mhm.
behind my job. So that's why I left.
Yes. I totally understand. I totally understand. I do. And people say you're not working. I don't want to do it no damn more. Okay? It
Mhm,
affected me mentally. I don't want to see another freaking number. Okay?
mhm.
I don't. I did it for years. I don't want to do it. You know?
Right.
Yeah, when I get on here, I speak to people and I feel better. You know, uh, I sleep well now. I sleep a little bit better. I'm up, doing them because I was waking up every hour on the hour. And every morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, every morning, I'm like, why am I waking up like this? And people say, oh, it's Koi trying to talk to you. I'm like, I'm tired of waking up. What is going on? So I thought about it. Okay, you're freaking depressed, ma'am. You're
Mm,
depressed. You are. I looked it up, and guess what it said? Depression, 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 depression.
mhm.
See, I had a problem with anger. I did. I had to go to anger management classes. So I thought, oh, I'm good now.
I did too, Marie.
Mhm.
I was very angry, and I realized it was a lot of unresolved trauma from my childhood.
Yeah.
And a lot of us have that, and I just think that we need to, like I said, come together as a community and
Mhm.
outstretch your arms instead of looking at somebody sideways because they have a mental illness.
Right.
Um,
Absolutely. I agree. And somebody was saying here in the chat that several people saying in the chat that we probably should be able to do this more often, talk about
mhm,
different things of that sort. Different
mhm,
things of that sort. We probably should be able to get on here and talk about it. Some people want to vent. Some
mhm.
people, they want to vent.
They
They
want
do.
a safe place to vent.
Right. And you can come in here as your a different profile if you like. But if
Mhm.
you need to vent, then vent and let it
Get
out.
it out.
Right. Right.
I used to hold, let me tell you how I used to hold things so close to my chest. I used to hold on to things so much that I would actually go to the floor in a whole convulsion. Like, I wouldn't let my emotions out verbally, but my body had to release it. And I
Mhm,
would actually have seizure like moments
mhm.
where I was convulsing and couldn't stop.
Right.
And they told me that there is cases where people who don't release their stress and tell people how they feel, it ends up coming out of their body like that. And I just thought it was just the weirdest thing, like actually having convulsions. And I knew it wasn't a seizure because I was still aware. With a seizure, you're not aware of what's going on while you're convulsing, but I was.
Wow.
Um, and I used to get so angry all the time about everything. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yes.
Like, and that's one of those things I had to let go of. I
Yeah.
had to let go of my childhood trauma. I got to let go of my mother daughter relationship and just have the best relationship I can with her. Um, it was I believe it was TD Jakes who said that you can't expect somebody with a gallon jug of love to fill up your 10 gallons.
Hmm.
They only can fill up your 10 gallons of love with the 1 gallon that they got. So you got to stop looking at people as, okay, you did me wrong as a child,
Mhm.
and why you don't love me the way I need to be loved. But most of the time they loving you the best way they know how.
They do. I say she can be nice. My mother could be nice sometimes, but
Yes, my
she,
mom
yeah, she
me.
would knock the heck out of us like with a broom or anything. She would just knock the hell out of us. You know,
Hmm.
she would. And so I wanted to do the total opposite with my children. I know people say I spoil my kids. Well, I don't want them growing up with any trauma or anything to depress them on my account. I don't.
Hmm.
I don't. And it's sad about your mom. It really is sad. You know,
Yeah,
I'm glad she's back eating. I'm glad she's back eating.
yeah. My mom is she now. I ain't gonna say any lie and say that some of it ain't just her personality. Like she can be very very mean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like I said, it's like it took me until just a couple few months ago to allow myself to know that I've done all that I can do, and I just will continue to do all that I can do for her. It might not be everything that she needs, but I'm just gonna do everything that I can for her. Um, it's so sad to see and to look at her and think that she's not gonna have true peace until she passes away.
Right.
And that's very hard to realize. And
Right.
I had
Right.
to I had to stop being in pursuit of her happiness because it never was gonna happen.
That's
You
what
know, she
Bamboo asked
was
Marcy.
talking about the same thing she was whenever I was born. The way my dad treated her, and she look at me and then it reminds me of my dad. Like, I realized that I can't pursue happiness for my mama. I can't pursue happiness for nobody. You can't love nobody enough to make them change. But you can be. I don't want y'all to take on somebody's problems wholeheartedly where you're not taking care of your own. But if you are able to handle it, I feel like if you're able to extend the olive branch to help somebody, I think
Mhm.
you should do that.
Mhm. And that's real. Like you were saying too, you want to help somebody that is on some type of substance. However, you're afraid that they're gonna take something from you.
Mhm.
I moved a girlfriend in with me. Her husband took her kids and left. And the first thing she did was what? Steal. She did. I had to let her go. I had to let her move. I had to make a move.
Mhm.
Like, ma'am, no, no.
Yep.
Um, it's sad. I hate that for your mom. And when my mom was leaving here, we played a lot of Christian, old school Christian music in her room. So I can
Yeah.
just go over and over again. Shirley
Mhm.
Caesar, Reverend James Cleveland. She loved that. And I think that she went out with that, you know, we played Christian gospel for her, because that's what calmed her down. I noticed that gospel music. It calmed her down.
I love old school
Me
gospel.
too. I do.
Yes.
Praise on, and I still love it right now today.
My dad used to sing in a quartet
Oh, you
group.
did?
Hmm.
It's
And
awesome.
we used to be at church all day from Sunday school up until the 7 o'clock singing
Yeah.
at night. I'll be in church all day Sunday. I'll be laying in there, be about knocked out, honey. But yeah, he used to sing quartet with
Mhm.
the Mighty Clouds.
Yes, the Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, I love them. I love them, and I'm sure a lot of folks in the chat know the Mighty Clouds of Joy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love them. There's Cortez groups, Mighty Clouds of Joy. Who else is there? But guys, I wanted to say thank you all for joining today, and thank you, Nisi, for coming up on the platform, up on the stream. Uh,
Yeah, it was
to
like I
put this
saw it.
live out. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
I,
I do because
I said, let me jump in here right quick.
yes, I, I wanted to discuss this. I wanted to discuss this. I wanted
Hmm.
to be right. I wanted it to be right. You know,
Hmm.
and I'm glad you came up and saved the day. Yeah. And I'm glad the teaser saved the day because I was about to literally faint right here. I
Uh-huh.
was.
I
I
saw
was
it
passing the hell
anyway.
out. I'm like, I was gonna just end the damn life. I was. I was
Hmm.
gonna lay in it. But I'm glad you came up, and a lot of folks in the chat, they're being very positive now because they know there's issues. They know there's issues, and they know, you know, not my fault or anything like that, but they know that there's issue within our community. They know, and they are discussing it. And I'm glad they're discussing. Excuse me. I'm glad they're discussing it. They're not being afraid to, you know, come out and let us know what's going on with them. Since we don't have a psychotherapist up here, or I'm glad.
And I just want to extend myself to anybody in the chat. If you need somebody to talk to, that you're not gonna have to worry about somebody telling your business, I'm your person. Um, I just think it's that important to vent that I be willing to. I be talking to all kind of people all the time, and like my husband says, like you can't fix everything and everybody. But I said, as long as I'm breathing, I feel like as long as I extend my arms out to
Right.
somebody in need, I feel like I'm living a fulfilling life. I can't get out and do everything that I used to do. So therefore, I can run my mouth no matter how I'm feeling. Okay, so I'm here. Make sure you guys go check out Now Included. I know y'all tired
Yes.
of me saying that, but Now Included, we're getting ready to do some bigger things. It's a new app, and we're trying to work out a lot of kinks in it. Um, but it's one of those places that's gonna be a safe space for you to go over and vent
Hmm.
about your story, and we want to hear your healthcare story, no matter whether it has anything to do with mental health. Maternal health is another biggie in the Black community. There's Black women dying 3 to 4 times that of white and Hispanic mothers here in America. Just think about that. Black women are dying 3 to 4 times more than any other woman when going in to give birth. That's another thing we're
Yes.
getting into over there.
I did not know that. I did.
Yes. And infant mortality is also higher. So, like I said, there's so many disparities in the Black community when it comes to healthcare, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. Have to advocate for maternal health. Mental health and maternal health is two of the biggest healthcare crises that we're dealing with right now.
She says
Black,
again.
yeah, I forgot. I be forgetting my indigenous people,
Yes.
but
Yes.
the indigenous population has a higher, birth, birth mortality and fetal mortality. It's like crazy. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes. And see, that's another thing that I want to get into, LA vibes. I want to get into some holistic medicine, preventative measures, because I think we practice sick care here in America. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Not health care, but sick care. We always address the problem after it's done gone out of control. We are trying to get to the problem before it gets so out of control where you do have a heart attack, you do have other problems.
Yes, indeed. Hmm.
So that platform over there, I just see so much potential in, but we need you guys and we need your stories.
And there's some now included.
And
Once we get to now included, is there a specific link or tab that we need to click once we get into now included?
you can go through my link tree and it'll take you right to it. Um, and I can post that in the chat.
Okay, great. Huh? She says there's no app called Ayana that can connect you to Black therapists in your area. Say bamboo.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hey, bamboo.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Yeah. One thing that I love me some good old soul food, some ham hocks, and
31 gravy, 31 gravy.
uh-huh. And that's one thing that I've been dealing with right now because I don't put a lot of weight on because I've been on a lot of steroids this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm attempting to eat a little bit more healthier, and I'm on a veganish type diet, but I still eat chicken and seafood.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hey, precious. Mm-hmm.
and I still eat my stuff, but it just be every now and then, not every day. Like I was cooking every day, eating bad. Now we're getting more greens in our diet. I'm drinking more smoothies and eating roughage. Because what y'all don't realize is that most of your immune system is in your gut.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if your gut is not healthy, there is no way you can be healthy.
Lord, please don't say that.
Yes, ma'am. If your gut is not happy, then your body is not happy.
Oh, Lord.
So if you're one of those people who goes forever without going to the bathroom and stuff like that, you are not healthy.
Jesus ain't healthy.
You need to go to the bathroom every day.
What?
You should have a BM every day.
Jesus, Jesus. So
And
I really need to go on to now included. I
anything
really do.
over 3 days is you're getting into scary territory.
To what?
I said you're getting into scary territory if you go more than 3 days.
Mhm.
Don't look at me like that.
I am nervous because I have a big. I have a knot on the back of my thigh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ball. I told you. I think I told you about that. And I also get
Mm-hmm.
one here. I always get one here, and it comes. You've seen it, it comes out to here sometimes, like a grapefruit. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any insurance or anything, but I know I didn't need to go to the doctor. But I'm very nervous. I am. I'm very nervous to go to the
You need to
doctor
get
like
that
that.
checked out. It could be something simple and benign,
Mm,
but I wouldn't be satisfied until I got it checked out.
mm, mm, mm. Fiber. Okay. I hate water, y'all. I don't drink water. Maybe that's the reason why.
Yes.
Uh,
Girl, go get you some B alkaline water. Do I need to get some sent to your house?
yes. Midwest Mama says leaky gut is contributed to lots of what is this? Autoimmune disorders like
Mm-hmm.
lupus. Now, lupus runs through my family like crazy. It does.
Mm-hmm.
I had an aunt and her daughter to pass away with lupus. Now my other cousins they have it, and they're my cousins and they're my little cousins, which are my I guess second cousins. They have it too.
Yeah, my mom's side of the family is all cancer and autoimmune disorders. My dad's side of the family is heart disease, high blood pressure, all that. So I got high blood pressure. I have my cholesterol is high, but my numbers are almost normal because I've been taking some stuff out of my diet.
Okay.
I have an illness called sarcoidosis, and if I don't get my infusions every 6 weeks, it will
Mhm.
cause granulomas and things to grow in my lungs and my kidneys, inflammation. I have fibromyalgia, and that's something that we
Mhm.
share.
Yep.
Um, Gosh, depression,
Mhm.
rheumatoid arthritis. Like I have a lot of
Mhm.
issues, but I stopped looking at myself and saying, why me? I just kind of look at myself and say, why not me? Because other people have to deal with it.
The Bristol stool star. Yeah, yeah, I don't like water. I don't like it. I won't drink it.
I
I will
used
not.
to
And I
never
would get a Charlie horse in my damn leg. And my potassium, I was supposed to eat a banana every day. Somebody mentioned the banana. I was supposed to eat that every day.
Mm-hmm.
Banana. The doctor told me that.
Mm-hmm. Get that potassium in, girl.
Lord have mercy. I need to really get healthy. I do.
And everybody that's on this chat should be on a multivitamin. Now, your liquid multivitamin is going to give you about 95% bioavailability. And what that means is 95% of it is going to get used up and get into your system. Now, when you get in the tablet form of vitamins, they're only going to give you about 70 to 80% of what's in the pill because your body has to break it down and stuff like that. So I encourage people to get on liquid vitamins, but being on a pill vitamin is better than nothing.
Can you, well, you couldn't tell me what kind. I guess I have to talk to you offline on what kind of vitamin I need to get. Because
Yeah,
I don't take vitamins. I need to,
little
especially that I
everybody.
don't drink water and have my potassium's messed up. Every time I go to the hospital, they say, here, take these 4 potassium pills. Your potassium is low.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
you need to be putting it in your diet. And banana is a great way. If you like bananas, that's
yes,
gonna put you there.
yes. Shady Shannon says, I add Crystal Light. They say it's bad, but it helps my water intake. The peach mango is really good, Shannon. The peach mango, guys.
I prefer to tell people to just drink their water plain
Yeah, I know.
or try water with just some lemon in it
Yes,
because
it is. This
lemon,
LA Rob just
lemon
said that.
is
Water with lemon in it.
yeah, it's a gut buster. If you use lemon, cucumber, ginger in your water, it's like you'll see a lot of weight come off your gut.
Wow. There is so much great information in the chat. I can't wait to go back to look at the chat because
Hmm.
they have all these ideas and um
Gummy
something
multivitamins are okay, but you still aren't getting as much in your system as you would with a liquid vitamin.
okay.
Um,
Okay, nonconformist. I think I would like that because my side do be killing me, guys. And sometimes I get a Charlie horse, and my son's like, "Mom, you got to do it. You have to drink water." I'm like, "No, yes,
Yes, you
I'm
are
a tap in
so
the
right,
throat. Oh
Midwest
yeah,
Mama. I recommend a company called Tava. Um, their vitamin is called Valet 30.
uh-huh.
It's a liquid vitamin, and you can buy a bottle, and the whole bottle lasts a month. Now you are gonna be paying $40 for a vitamin, but it's totally worth it.
Yes." Who's that with the probiotic? Ladies, please take probiotics for vaginal health too. I have a whole bottle of probiotics up there. I have not taken them.
And
Somebody buy
that's
them for me.
another thing that we need to talk more about as a community.
Yes,
Sexual health.
yes, yes. Greens, cabbage, stuff like that can help you. Healthy, fresh foods.
Hmm. And ladies, if you eat pineapple and some things like that, it will make your vajayjay taste like that.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow, did not know that.
So
Did
if your
not know
man
that.
like pineapple, get it eaten.
What? Dental Labs is a real CBC. All insurance will cover it. It's about 150 to 250 per infusion. Really?
Depends on your labs. What did they say?
She said it depends on your labs. Where is it? Marie P, it depends on your labs. It's if it's really low CBC workup, often insurance will cover it. It's about 150 to 250 per infusion. She was speaking of an infusion here. Let's see here.
My chemo really runs almost $7,000 every 6 weeks.
How much?
7,000.
Oh my God. Your insurance does not cover it, Nisi?
Yes, my insurance covers it because I have three different carriers. If I didn't, I would have to pay a lot of that.
Gosh, all of these different topics with the bar brawls and stuff like that. We really need to make one of the days of the week like a health day. What you
Any
say?
Yes, anybody who has fibroids, I am attempting to set up a panel of people who have dealt with fibroids and air over on now included. I'm actually working on a panel right now.
That would be great.
Uh-huh.
She said, "What about SSS toxin? Have you heard of that?"
I haven't heard of the SSS toxin.
John, can you kind of elaborate what is SSS toxin? Look, they talking about the pineapple, honey. Everybody's talking about the pineapple.
Yes, honey. It'll make your vajayjay taste just like it.
Yes, yes. I can tell that I'm not healthy. I can tell. I can tell. I'm not healthy as I should be. I used to eat when I first came home. I used to eat salmon and avocado and sweet potatoes, and you know. And I just said, "Oh, I can eat what I want to eat." But I noticed that kind of having a little arrhythmia, boom, 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 boom. What I'm hearing in my ears. I need to really control my eating. Stop eating the bullshit. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. She said Monty always has her patients purchase ashwagandha for anxiety and 5-HTP for depression. I've never heard of that. I've heard of that. But everybody's talking about the pineapple again. Pineapples are great.
Yeah.
Pineapples are great, everyone. Go
My
buy some
husband don't even
pineapple.
like pineapple.
Farmers markets are cheap and you get more for your money. Buy local. Bamboo. Yes. Mm,
The SSS tonic is hard on your body because it has alcohol in it.
mm.
I've never heard of the SSS tonic.
Me either. Don't want it. I'm sorry. Got alcohol in. I don't want it. They say 777 is an old school liquid vitamin. Have you
Oh,
heard of
I've
that?
heard of 777.
You what?
I've heard of
Oh, you have?
777.
Wow.
Is
Don,
that what that is?
she said there's a 3S toxin, 3X toxin. Toxin. I'm sorry, tonics. 3S. Okay, she's saying 3S tonics. Have you ever heard of that? 3S tonics.
I've heard of that before.
Okay.
But I've always heard of it as like the 777, like the old. You remember them old vitamin bottles that they used to have back in the day?
Did it come like drops?
They came with little glass bottles, yay
She said they
big,
like
in a
Geritol.
box.
The S tonic. Is it like Geritol? Some folks, you take the Geritol, you get pregnant. You have to watch that. Geritol. Just saying. Midwest Mama said there's a lot.
Oh, they got it on Amazon.
She said they have it on Amazon. I know I need to listen because my kids are very healthy. I can cook, except the little fat one. He's fat. But my older boys, they exercise, they eat healthy, and they love. I can cook any vegetable in its house. You know how you ask your kids, "Hey, what you want mom to cook today?" They don't say pizza or tacos. They be like beans and rice, vegetables. That's what they like. My kids like that.
Mhm.
Except the little fat one. Like I told you, he want McDonald's. But I'm glad they are. She said I got to do a gut cleanse. How can I do a gut cleanse, Alicia? Can you tell me what I need to take, or Nisi, for a gut cleanse?
I got some stuff right here. It's called Vasia.
Uh huh. I see it.
Um, and Vasia means to empty. So I'm drinking on me some right now. It's a detox tea from the same company, named Tava. You know the other company that got the NutriBurst and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know that company? It's another company that's like that, but it's black owned. Um, and it's from a company called Tava. I got some samples ready because I got to get rid of them because they're gonna expire um in June.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
I actually do have something from the doctor. If y'all stand by, I can get it for y'all that he gave me because I was having a problem with my, not using the bathroom. I can tell y'all what it is if you give me a second. Hold on. Lisa, I know Lisa will keep y'all busy. Stand by. What this stuff is. Hold
so
on.
yeah, y'all. The company is Hava, and it's gonna be all in my link tree. If y'all want to go over and get that, I really don't push it that much, because I really don't sell it. But I do have a link in my link tree because it is very good for people who can't use the bathroom. I know it's one person who buys it for their son that has cerebral palsy because he's not very active and he needs something to make his stool. So she gets it and and gives him like 30 cc's every so many hours until he have a bowel movement.
Wow.
But I drink mine in a 16-ounce bottle. It comes in a little packet, just like Crystal Light or anything you add it in your water, shake it up, and it sends you to the bathroom.
I know. I know. If I change my diet, it will work. The name of this medication that I have here is called Lactulose. Wait, Lactulose.
Lactose.
Lactulose. That's what it is.
It
100 milligrams by 15 milliliter. I guess that's by 1 teaspoon or something. I don't know.
that lactulose is really nothing but like you can mix up some molasses and carrot syrup and have lactulose. That's all it
Really,
is.
it's very sweet.
That's what it is, because that's what it is.
Give me a second here. Stand by.
We actually used to treat patients with milk and molasses enemas. Milk and molasses enema cause somebody to boo boo all over themselves.
Somebody say Miralax. I heard it takes forever.
Miralax is the one that's tasteless
Hmm.
that you mix in water.
Yeah, I think I tried Miralax. It didn't work for me, but this stuff does. When I do take it, it does.
Lactulose is just as bad as white sugar is to me
Oh my god, because it is
because
very sweet. It is.
it's nothing but a synthetic sugar. That's why I don't like lactulose.
Okay. Damn. She said, I never had a smoothie. You never had a smoothie?
Oh Lord, where you
Jesus.
been?
Help her, Lord. Come to America, McClure.
But
And
Marie,
you
you
will
gonna
be
have to
fat
start
when you leave
drinking
here,
some
ma'am.
water.
I'm sorry, Nisi.
You're gonna have to start drinking some water.
I know. I'm gonna drink some. I'm gonna try to drink like
If
three
I gotta
bottles or
get some
something.
shit to your house, I'm like, look, you need some alkaline water, okay?
I be gagging and all that. This is sad. I know I need to be beat. Do not like what? I don't. But I'm gonna try to drink it because I really need to be able to flush my gut. Like you said, in the gut, I'm nervous now. I am. I am by my gut. That's
Mhm.
it, Ronnie. That's it. That's what I was taking. That's what I have here. That's what I have here. Big old bottle of it. Mhm.
Cause a matter of fact, my dog is prescribed that because
Your dog.
he has
Oh Lord.
a hard time using the bathroom
Jeez.
sometimes.
Oh my God.
So they prescribed that to my dog. And it's nothing. I said I might as well just mix up some molasses and carob syrup and put it in his water because that's all it really is, a synthetic sugar.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Smoothie.
in nursing home, we will give our patients milk and molasses enema.
What?
Uh-huh.
No, I uh no, no. I'm gonna drink water. I'm gonna drink water. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely start drinking water. I am. I promise you. I'm gonna get off here, drink a bottle. When I get off here, force it down, and I'm gonna give me some lemons tomorrow. The Lord said the same, and put it in my water because more than one person told me about the lemon and water.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Add you some cucumber and ginger in it. I
Ugh.
guarantee you're gonna see some difference in your waistline. Cause I'm
Wow.
getting back on my health kick, and I'm gonna start documenting mine because this is gonna make me stick to it if I document it. Um, but I'm getting ready to start on a new weight loss journey,
Yeah, we get fine. Oh my God, what are they gonna do?
girl.
Yes. What are they gonna do? Because I'm really like a wide hip woman. Really, my hips used to be like standing out, but now it's like you know.
Hmm.
I really need to drink water and take probiotics. Yes, I
This
have.
is the
I
first time
really
I ever
appreciate
had
it.
any little stomach.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't win a wine glass before. Gosh, back in my day, high day.
It's like I said, this football has to go before my 50th birthday.
Oh my God, this pooper is here. I can put my hands on it. Hello. Um, where is it? I wanted to read what Mr. Eagle said, if I can find it. Here it is. He said, at University with Marie, thank you for having this conversation on your show. It would definitely help a lot of people. And thank you, Nisi, for sharing your story. You are brave and very courageous.
Thank
Yes,
you.
she is. Yes, she is. Dinner fiber. Okay, you can add. I'm gonna try it because I'm not taking this no more. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to go natural because I did not know that this is sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Like sugar. I did not know that. You know, I'm diabetic. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh my God. I don't think. She said, I just don't think of
And
them.
I just don't understand why your doctor would prescribe this, knowing you're a diabetic.
Yes, they're the one who told me I was diabetic. They did. They told me I was I have metformin in there, big bottles of it
Mm, mm.
that I take every now and then. I know I need to take it every day.
They go
Now,
to tell you that sometimes these doctors don't be doing nothing but writing scripts and sending you out. They only have
right. They checked my blood
here.
and they called me at home. And I was like, what the hell? Dr. Fowler, when they call you, it's a problem. And so I was nervous as hell. They told me I need to come up there. I was thinking, oh Lord, am I HIV positive? What the hell is really going on? I had no idea what's
Exactly.
going on. You know, no offense to anyone. And I was like, yeah, I got there. It's like, you're diabetic, borderline. Because they gave me the metformin. I have bottles of it in there.
Mm-hmm.
I need to take, I know. I know I do. She said, and water will make you even more beautiful. You know what? They say
Girl, you start drinking some water.
the
Woo,
skin.
you gonna be able to tell the difference in your skin. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy. I love alkaline water and what it's actually done for me, honey.
Now, it's alkaline water. I noticed that Marcella promotes it a lot. What is it exactly? Is it Like spring water or
It's just a water that has a higher pH.
that?
And usually you want to drink water that if it's alkaline 8 or above, but the water that I drink is 9.5 and above. Now, some people say drinking something like spring water is better
Yes, I love
because
spring water. I do. When I do drink water, it's spring.
because the process that they use to make the water pH
Hmm.
higher is called reverse osmosis.
Mm.
So some people don't like the fact that it's ran through all these filters and stuff like that. So a lot of people say it's either spring water or alkaline water, but be careful getting some of these waters. These waters have a very acidic pH, and be surprised because it's water, but you don't want more acid into your body because your body produces a lot of acid.
Wow. Um, they were just talking about exercise and weightlifting. I used to do kickboxing an hour every morning prior to me having surgery. Give me 1 second here.
And yeah, exercise is very important. What I always did was Pilates. I have a Pilates machine.
You.
Um, I have
At least
a
it was
little
early.
machine that's called the DB method,
Hmm.
and it helps with your hips. It helps if you're not if you got bad knees like me.
I do.
It helps you do squats, and it's called the DB method.
Yeah, I used to do squats and kickboxing an hour every day. I did, but now I just won't do it. I can't do it. I just won't do it. I just won't do it. I used to do it every morning before going to work. I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, do an hour of kickboxing, and then go to work.
Hmm. I could see you doing some kickboxing too.
Yeah, I love it. There's a kickboxing video that I use. It's called Martial Fusion. I love that kickboxing because it has the music with it. It's a good looking guy that's doing it for you, helping you do it. So I used to love it. I did. And I lost, oh my God, I lost so much weight doing that kickboxing. I did. And I was eating right.
Never done kickboxing, but I have
Oh
done
my goodness.
boxing.
I'm going to send you the link. I'm
I
going to send
have
you
done
the
the
link.
boxing. Where you got
Because you love
to
it
kick
kicking
food.
and punching. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my, that's something I've never done is yoga.
Yeah, I love I can't do many poses, but I do some yoga.
No, I can't do yoga. I've never done yoga. I need to try it. Maybe it'll help me mentally and just, you know.
I got my little arm bows, and I got a little fake moon. I have my incense all at my little table that I go to.
Mhm.
And it's like my little prayer and meditate um, corner in my room in there. And I love it. I got an arm bowl that I use whenever I'm in my bathtub. I just love the vibration of an arm bowl, y'all. So I'm gonna buy those bigger ones that I can make all the music with. I just haven't had a chance to buy them yet. But I
Wow.
love my arm bowl. Ding.
No, I see it on Instagram where they say "Bing," and they say this will help you. Da 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 da. You know, you'd be like,
Girl,
what
it helps
hypnotized.
calm me. I said it almost goes in and transcend my soul because I just think it brings those vibrations from your genes, from your African genes. You almost want to get up and do the one legged. You know what I'm saying? Because the
Oh, I can do
vibrations
all that.
it puts in
Marcella
your
does all the jumping around. Oh no,
body.
no, I can't. I know I need to get healthy, but I don't feel healthy. I don't. I really don't. As I'm
First
sitting here
thing you
now,
need
I can
to
feel
take
like,
care of is your gut.
and I can feel that.
Your gut need to be taken care of. You use the bathroom regularly, and you taking a vitamin. First thing you need to do is to get that gut cleaned out.
Yes, yes. Because I was like, oh my God, y'all so normal. What the hell? Why are you using the restroom like that every day? They was like, it's normal, Mom. What the hell are you talking about? I'm like, yeah. Yoga can be very easy and simple. Just simple meditation and stretching and healing. Yeah. I feel it. I feel that I'm not healthy. I feel it. I know if I eat right, it seems like when I'm eating right, I feel better. I do. I have more energy when I eat the salmon and the sweet potatoes and the quinoa and couscous. I eat that. It's just sometimes I always try to what? Eat 30 weight gravy, smothered chicken and gravy rice. You know how I go.
Mm.
Frequency medication is the best medication. Bamboo, it wasn't for me. Miss Angie had me laughing on that one. She says, walking daily is a great way to kickstart weight loss. I work up to she said I worked up to 3 miles a day, daily, rain or shine. Oh, that's awesome, Bamboo. I couldn't do it now. I know I need to.
Three
I
days,
need to
3 miles a day.
jump 3 miles a day.
I
She
used
down.
to walk 1.5 miles every day, but it's like so much foolishness to be going on around our track now.
Yep,
And
dog. I'm talking about besides people, dogs and shit. I'm serious. Oh no, I walked the track. It was a dog out there. A girl hopped the fence like I was a what dude to get away from the dog. Whoa. I'm like, oh my god, where does big dog come from? No. She said yes. Wait, hold on. She says fiber, and then she says yes. The singing balls are very relaxing. Singing balls are very relaxing. Boo.
You talking about balls?
Welcome, April. Thank you for joining us. Absolutely. Walking good at clearing mind too. Yes. I say my prayers and I do say my prayers, but I want to get to the point where I'm meditated and, getting deep thoughts. You know what I mean? Deep prayer. I do, but I can't seem to get there like I used to. And I think it's because I don't know. It's maybe because so much stuff is going on, but I know I need to be able to learn how to meditate. I think if I meditate, I think I'll be okay. You
Hmm.
know? So I need to learn how to meditate, I think. I
Hmm.
think that would help me a lot.
And my husband was like, he was like, whenever I first started doing it right,
Mhm.
he was looking at me sideways because his family is from a holiness church. And he heard me in there. He's like, girl, what you doing in here? Devil worshiping? But no, it's just so relaxing. Oh my God. It is the most relaxing feeling to meditate and use my arm bowl. Them singing bowls are it, honey.
I'm sorry, I'm typing at the same time. Um, like I said, I'm so thankful Nisa came on. I really do appreciate it. Uh,
Yeah.
Bamboo says, thank you for this very informative and positive information. Thank y'all for staying with us and joining me for this live. Lisa, go ahead. You said so. Okay. Let's talk about the.
I was just saying that yeah, I seen you over here struggling. I said, let me
Jesus.
go
I was like, help!
look. That's how your face look.
My chat was like, Marie, we're here. Don't worry, Marie, we are here. Help! Oh, my help! Oh God, everyone for the chat, Jesus. I'm for the chat. I'm gonna just share it right now in broadcast. Thank you and have a good day. That was.
I seen the look on your face. I was like, let me roll over this.
It's called a laugh. What am I get? One more time, y'all. What we say? Help! 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 Thank you, McClure. She said, orange juice is so good for us too. This Alicia knows some stuff, I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, Nisa, thank you so much for coming in on the live and saving my house. I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate
Yeah,
you saving me. And
like
thanks to the chat for understanding and being very kind and patient. I really appreciate it. I do. She said, baby,
yes, I was screaming.
yeah, Angie. She said that look said, help nah. Help. I was like, I am down. Help. I'm gonna have to cut this part out. I do want to try the pole dancing classes too. Shady.
Hey,
Yes. Needs to know how to get on that pole. Like, what work? Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting ready to get back on it too, because I had my injury where I hurt my arm. Then the beginning of this year, it's like my illness has been really kicking in. So I'm ready to start back swinging on my pole. It really helps your core. If you're looking for a good core exercise, buy you a pole. The poll that I suggest is I got one in my Amazon store if you don't want to go to the big boy. But the one that I recommend the most is from Fit to Flaunt. They have a silicone pink pole, and with that silicone, it's just easier to hang on and to hold on. But I do have a chrome pole that's not as expensive in my Amazon store. I dropped my link in the chat. I don't know whether or not it's gonna be able to show up, but yeah, my link tree is ET Uncut. ETEAUNCUT.
Okay, so Niecy's link tree is ENT.
E-
I'm sorry, what is it?
ET
Uh-huh.
Uncut.
Okay. That is the name of her link tree, Niecy's link tree.
And it's T spelled all the way out.
Oh, I'm sorry, T spelled all the way out. I'm so sorry. Uncut E. There we are. That is Niecy's link tree. If you all want to go to that to get the pole, if you want to learn how to pole dance and exercise on the pole, I'm not sure that for that either. Okay. Uh, she says, let's see, is Shady laughing? She say, especially with your heart, Marie, take care of yourself. I know. I almost had a heart attack today on here. I did. I'm just saying. I'm like, help, help, help. Look, Shady, she's laughing. Yes. I really do appreciate y'all staying and um, continuing to stand alive and to give very informative information. Thank you, Nisa, again for coming up here.
I,
And
you
oh God,
know,
I really appreciate it.
I got you, sis.
Look at my
I don't
they
see
be
it all
laughing.
the
I'm like,
time.
I'm dying. I'm
I
not
don't see it
here.
all the time because I
I
don't be
get you
on
laughing
YouTube.
before.
But just so happened, Marcella
Damn.
said, Lord, is this woman gonna come on? I said, let me go over there, scoot over there and see what's going
Thank you, Nisa. Nisa came on in here with that what? Country what?
on.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah,
Well,
we have to talk about this. Oh my God, we have to talk about this. Oh, that mercy, Jesus.
well, y'all, it's like I really don't feel good today. But I'm glad I came over here and spent some time with y'all. Like I said, come join me on Now Included.
Nisa. I mean,
And build up my community over there. And we're gonna have a good time over there. I'm gonna be doing some giveaways. So yeah, y'all, and I'm gonna check out. And anytime, Marie, I got you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. She said, Marcella said, OMG. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Thanks, Kaylee. Kaylee, she started up. She's like, she never am. Like, hell. Oh, I'm sorry. Here you are. And Kaylee, I ain't. Hey, hey, Kaylee. Kaylee called it. She called it. She called it. She said, be careful. She
Yeah,
said, be careful though. There's controversy with the alkaline. Marie has heart
yeah,
problems. I'm gonna drink spring water, Alicia. If I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna drink spring because I think it's good.
yeah.
Uh, but I tell you, the teasers are so funny. Look at them laughing. Look at this. Look at this mouth. Look at this mouth. Look
the
at that mouth. Look at
the
that mouth.
controversy
Look
with
at
the
them eyes.
water is that you really have to be careful with it if you do have any electrolyte issues because at the end of the reverse osmosis they put like potassium in it and different other minerals to make it taste better. um so yeah, it just depends on which way you want to go.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
she came at you as a person.
Yes, she did.
It's like I don't want her to feel bad or anything. And I just don't. So don't feel some type of way.
Right. We know Halle Berry. Halle Bella. We do know. We know. We know. We know. But we're gonna go ahead and end this live. I'm gonna have a phone call, try to talk to Hella and thank you all for joining the live. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Nisi, thank you for joining me.
Anytime, doll.
Please, guys, go to click the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And I appreciate it. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Let's end it.